Welcome to Vegas Hockey Hub here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media, here in the sports entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your host, Ian Rickelli. Follow me on social media at IanRickelli18 and follow all the shows on social media at PR Connections Radio. So, in the current moment here in hockey, yes, you have had the outdoor games that have been really exciting. You have also had the events going on right now at the halfway point of season 6 of the Vegas Golden Knights, right now having one of the best records in all of hockey. But there is one aspect that needs to be talked about here on tonight's show on this episode of Vegas Hockey Hub. Right now, the World Junior Championships. This is a vital part for hockey. World Junior Championships, this is where you get to see the best 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and even 19-year-olds compete for their country. You get to see battles where you have the United States, Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. There are the best talent in the world. They play for their respective country, and they compete at the World Junior Championships every single year. And at the present moment for the World Juniors, you have Team USA. And when it comes to Team USA, right now they played a game very recently where Arizona Coyotes prospect and former top 10 pick Logan Cooley had a hat trick in a single game. So just kind of set that in motion. I mean, congrats to Logan Cooley on what he did in a recent game for Team USA in the World Junior Championship. But I'm going to give you not just one, not just two, but I'm going to give you 4 reasons as to why you need to watch Team USA. 4 reasons as to why you should invest in watching Team USA for not just the World Juniors, but watch Team USA for the World Championships. Watch Team USA hockey as they compete against other respective countries and they go against the best teams in the world at the World Junior Championship. Now, reason number 1 is the fact that in the World Juniors right now, they are going up in Canada right now in the Halifax. They are competing against the best teams. You're going to see the best prospects, top picks. You're going to see first round selections. There are going to be a lot of fantastic opportunities to watch amazing players compete for Team USA. Just to give you an example, let's just examine the lineup of what the World Junior Championships and the rosters for Team USA. So they took on Germany. They beat Germany in the quarterfinal. They've taken on Finland, Switzerland, Slovakia, even Latvia. But let's just talk about what's actually been happening in these matchups. Because not only do they have 2 semifinal games that Team USA is going to have to face up against, but they have the possibility of competing for a gold medal. There's the chance that Team USA on January 5th, 2023, at the Scotiabank Center in Halifax, they're going to be going up in either the bronze medal game or the gold medal game. So the roster real quick for the World Junior Championships for Team USA, not only did I mention Logan Cooley, who, like I said, has had 4 goals already in the tournament alone, but you also have, for example, you have Jackson Blake. You have Jackson Blake from Fargo, North Dakota. He is on the roster as well. He's picked up a good amount of points already for Team USA. You also had Luke Hughes, who's the captain of Team USA. He is part of the iconic hockey family with the Hughes family, with Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes, currently a prospect for the New Jersey Devils. He has actually been doing very well and slapping one-timers past the goalie to pick up goals in this tournament. You have also had Lane Hudson out from Chicago, Illinois. He is on the team as well. He has been picking up points in this tournament. And when it comes to the World Junior Championship, they actually have a goalie in Trey Augustine, who has actually been very solid so far in the World Junior Championships. So it's just a situation where you have so much young talent and so many good players right now that are competing for the World Junior Championship for Team USA. Like I mentioned, you have Trey Augustine, who's actually going to be eligible for the draft next year. So him being a 17-year-old, he is right now contending and trying to be selected in the NHL draft next year, competing for Team USA. You've also had people who have already been selected into the NHL. I mentioned Luke Hughes, but you also have had Jack Part, who was drafted by the Minnesota Wild in the second round in 2021. You also have Ryan Chesley, Seamus Casey, who have both been selected in the 2022 NHL draft. Casey by New Jersey, Chesley by Washington. And on the forward side, not only did I mention Jackson Blake, who was taken by Carolina in the fourth round in the 2021 draft earlier, but you also have Dylan Duke, who was taken from University of Michigan, was drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2021. You also have Sam Lipkin, who was drafted by Arizona. He's currently playing out there in Quinnipiac University. And you also have, in my opinion, the best name in the entire tournament in Red Savage. All right. The fact that you have a guy named Red Savage as a player on Team USA, that is the most American name I can think of. Red Savage. He was drafted in the 2021 NHL draft by the Detroit Red Wings, currently playing for Miami University as we speak. So the World Junior Championships, it isn't just the fact that they have extremely talented players on their 23-man roster, but they've been backing it up. They've been winning in this tournament. They have been going on and they have been competing against the best of the very best. And they so far are 6-2 in open play in the World Junior Championship. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on January 4th. It'll be curious to see what happens on January 5th. But that's the first reason why you need to watch Team USA. When it comes to hockey, that's the number one reason why you have to watch is all of the insane talent and all of the good prospects that are currently playing for Team USA. Number two, reason why you need to watch Team USA is the fact that their staff and the people that are helping develop this roster has a bunch of people from the NHL, people who have had thousands of games of experience in the NHL. For example, the general manager of Team USA is NHL legend and legendary goaltender John Van Briesbroek. I mean, this is a guy who led the Florida Panthers to the Stanley Cup Finals as a goalie in the mid-1990s. He is now the general manager of Team USA Hockey for World Junior Championships. Also, the head coach for Team USA. I mean, Rand Pecknold. I mean, this is a guy who is the head coach for the first time for the World Junior Championship. This is someone who's been part of Team USA for a while, but his first time being the head coach. So he was part of the silver medal team in 2018. He was part of the Team USA in 2017. So he has experience and he has the credibility when it comes to being a head coach at Team USA. So the first reason that you need to watch Team USA hockey is for the talent and all the prospects that are in it. The second reason is the coaching staff and the members of Team USA have thousands of games of experience. They have decades of experience playing professional hockey. So they're going to help these 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds eventually develop and progress with Team USA. So as we are talking about Team USA hockey here on Vegas Hockey Hub in the sports entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. The third reason that you need to watch Team USA hockey is their World Championship quest in 2023. It has been well established that the men's national team for Team USA, they will be playing in 2023 in May. They will be at the World Championship, the IIHF World Championship in May of 2023. And this is also going to be the same Team USA that have already announced who their general managers are. They know who their rosters are going to be. There is a lot of hope for the World Championship in May. This is also the same Team USA that when it comes to winning world championships, when it comes to the history of competing at the World Championship, I mean, this is a Team USA that has been able to get stuff done. They've won a gold medal. They've won a couple of silver medals. They've even won a bronze medal competing at the World Championship. So the third reason that Team USA hockey is going to be very valuable to watch is because of their quest in May at Loftia to be the International Ice Hockey Federation World Championship earlier in May. And the fourth and final reason why Team USA hockey, the reason why you need to watch out for them, is because of the women's side of Team USA. Now, yes, the men's side of it is fantastic, but the women's side of Team USA, they are accomplished, and they actually have won a lot of good battles in their own right. When it comes to the women's Team USA, their hockey team out there, they actually were competing against Canada here in Las Vegas. In fact, they actually had a battle against Team Canada. You had USA versus Canada, the women's side. They competed here in Las Vegas very recently down at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. And it was an amazing experience. You know, getting to see the best women hockey players that compete for Team USA, the best women hockey players compete in Team Canada. And for anybody who went to the game or anyone who got to see the game live, you will know that the women's game is just as exciting, is just as entertaining as the men's side when it comes to international hockey. I mean, I'll say this, Team USA, Amanda Kessel, who, by the way, is the sister of Phil Kessel from the Vegas Golden Knights. You know, you have Team Canada and everything going on there. So I will say that the women's side, with how accomplished they have been and with how much talent comes from Team USA on the women's side, that is the fourth reason why you need to watch Team USA. Because the women are just as competitive and, or more importantly, just as exciting to watch as the men's side when it comes to Team USA. So when it comes to Team USA, there actually is going to be a conversation that's going to get brought up. And that is who could be the potential roster and who's going to be on the roster for Team USA when they get to their World Championships. Who is going to be on that roster? So a lot of people are going to be asking this question. So, you know, heading into our second segment here, talking about Team USA hockey, we are actually going to be giving you what the Olympic team could be for Team USA. So just to really use this and talk about it in a good way, you know, here's what it's going to look like. In fact, actually, here's what it's going to be. So when it comes to the USA Olympic hockey roster and everything that's going to be composing of it in May, let's just address the fact that you are going to have you're going to have guys like Austin Matthews, for example, Patrick Kane, Johnny Gaudreau. Those have been three of the best American-born talent in hockey as of today. You know, the Vegas Golden Knights, Jack Eichel, and Phil Kessel have been two of the best American-born talents that have been in hockey as of the last decade. Out in Vancouver, you have Brock Besser. Out in Arizona, Clayton Keller. I mean, there are so many NHL players who are part of Team USA. They've either been part of the Team USA National Development Team or they have suited up for the World Championship and have competed for Team USA. To continue the conversation here, Detroit, their captain, Dylan Larkin, he could be a part of that team. On the defensive side, you have, for example, Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Seth Jones. You have Shane Gostisbehere, who is from the Arizona Coyotes. Charlie McAvoy from the Boston Bruins. I mean, there is so much talent that is going to be part of Team USA. And honestly, I feel like there's not enough that I could say when it comes to Team USA and what their roster is going to be. But we can actually kind of speculate for a little bit and kind of break it down here on Vegas Hockey Hub on who could be that 23-man roster and who could be the talent that you're going to see for Team USA. Because the one thing that a lot of people are going to forget, and I actually want to remind it, is that when it comes to Team USA and their roster for 2023, there are a few stipulations and certain things on a roster that has to be set up first. Because you have a situation where you get to May, you're in Loftia, you're competing for the World Championship. You cannot bring on every single person that's going to be a part of it. So what they have to do is they have to break it down and they have to pick the best 23 men in hockey. They have to pick the best players from the American level. Now, the men's national team, like I said, that's going to be competing in May, I will say that this is what the roster could most likely be. Once again, this is just based off of speculation. I don't know the actual roster as of this point. Now, when it comes to the two goaltenders, I would say that Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins would be a very safe pick for goalie. You know, Jeremy Swayman for the Boston Bruins, not only do they have the best record in all of hockey right now, but if you could pick any goaltender, young or old, that is competing with Team USA right now, it would be a very good, safe bet to say that Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins, he has been lights out. He has been clutch for the Boston Bruins and everything that's been established there. So I would say Jeremy Swayman, he would be a good person to have when it comes to the rosters and goalie that you could select for the Boston Bruins. I would say if I have to pick a goalie and I have to pick a certain goalie for Team USA, Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins, he would be the first one that I would pick. Now, the second one that I would pick, I would say John Gibson from the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the one reason why I'm going to mention him, and I actually think that he'd be a really good person to pick, is because of the fact that not only is there going to be out when it comes to the time to decide, like when in terms of playoff, John Gibson is not going to be competing for a championship. The Anaheim Ducks have been one of the worst, and I mean really one of the worst, when it comes to their goalie situation. So John Gibson has actually been really the only bright spot on that side. So I would have John Gibson and Jeremy Swayman would be my two goalies I would put in net for Team USA. Now, getting over to the defensemen and talking about who my 7 defensemen could be, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, you know what, on the Columbus Blue Jackets, there is a really good defenseman right now that I would have as one of my leaders, as someone that would be a number 1 out there for Team USA. So when it comes to the Columbus Blue Jackets, I'm going to go with a guy who's been very reliable. I would say when it comes to defense, Zach Werenski would be my pick. This guy was a former top 10 pick in 2015. He is someone who has been a long-time stalwart of the Columbus Blue Jackets, 25 years of age, and he has been one of the elite defensemen in the NHL. So I would say Zach Werenski, he would be my first pick if I had to pick from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Seth Jones, who I mentioned earlier, he would be my second pick out there in Chicago. You know, Seth Jones, Zach Werenski actually were teammates in Columbus at one point. So my second defenseman would be Seth Jones from the Chicago Blackhawks. The third one is I actually would go to the New Jersey Devils, for example. And I will say that there's a defenseman right now Alex Goloski, who is a veteran. He's been a long-time veteran in the NHL, but that'd be good for the World Championships. So I would say in terms of the world championships, I would add a veteran like him to add with Seth Jones, to add with Zach Werenski out there with Team USA. Going back and talking about all these teams and everything that will be going on, I will say the New Jersey Devils also have a really good defenseman out there in John Marino. John Marino, he is a young 25-year-old defenseman for Team USA. I would have him be part of the World Championship team. And I actually would have Luke Hughes, who's the captain of the junior team right now. I would have him be part of Team USA. So I would have Luke Hughes, John Marino, I would have Alex Goloski, Seth Jones, and Zach Werenski. Those would be my first 5. And my other 2, if I had to really make a safe guess here, I would say that right now, when it comes to defensemen, I think Nate Schmidt would be my 6th guy. Yeah, former Vegas Golden Knight. I would have Nate Schmidt be part of my defense for Team USA. Nate Schmidt not only has experience competing in the World Championship for Team USA, but Nate Schmidt has been reliable and has been one of the most consistent defensemen in the NHL for the last half decade. So I would go with him. And then to round it out, I'm going to use one player from the Vegas Golden Knights here. So give me Alec Martinez as a defenseman I would add to the roster as well. So the two goalies I would have for Team USA would be John Gibson from Anaheim and would be Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins. My 7 defensemen that I would use for Team USA for the World Championship, I would have Zach Werenski from the Columbus Blue Jackets, Seth Jones from the Chicago Blackhawks, Alex Goloski from the Minnesota Wild. I would have Luke Hughes from the New Jersey Devils alongside John Marino from the New Jersey Devils. I would have Nate Schmidt from the Winnipeg Jets. And then I would wrap it up, and I would have Alec Martinez from the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, when it comes to the forwards, by the way, I'm not going to break it up by center, left wing, right wing. I'm just going to give you who I think, in my opinion, is the 15 best forwards that you could have when it comes to Team USA. All right, that's essentially how I'm going to do this part. I'm going to have the 15 best forwards that I could find that I think would be a very good selection for Team USA. Now, the first one, and I'm going to go over to the Anaheim Ducks. Because the Anaheim Ducks, not only do I think their goalie in John Gibson would be an excellent solution, but I also think that forward Trevor Zegras would be an excellent pick. All right, I think Trevor Zegras would be an excellent thing. He's kind of been a poster boy for the NHL, and he is someone that would definitely represent Team USA, only 21 years of age. So from the Anaheim Ducks, I would choose him. From the Arizona Coyotes, I would have Clayton Keller, the 24-year-old left winger. The guy has already scored 13 goals and over 35 points already this year. He would be on my list when it comes to people I would select for Team USA. I'm a very big fan of Clayton Keller. I think that he is someone that you could definitely add to that organization, and he would be a very good pick. The third one I would say from the Buffalo Sabres would be Tage Thompson, the 25-year-old guy who's had 27 goals this year with the Buffalo Sabres. He would be an excellent player to have on Team USA. And kind of continuing the conversation with the Chicago Blackhawks, I'm actually going to take Seth Jones, but I'm also going to take a forward. And yes, I would have Patrick Kane be on Team USA. I think for one of the last times in his career, I would have Patrick Kane be on the team for the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, from the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche, I would have JT Compher be from the Colorado Avalanche. He has been a really good player in his career ever since he was acquired from the Nashville Predators. He has been a guy that's 27 years old, a solid middle six forward for a championship team in Colorado. I think he'd be good enough to have on a Team USA roster. The Detroit Red Wings, Dylan Larkin would be somebody that I definitely would have to have on this team. Dylan Larkin, only 26 years of age, has been in the NHL for almost a solid decade now and has been a really good player throughout his entire career. Now, this guy plays for a Canadian team in Montreal, but Cole Caulfield from University of Wisconsin, the 22-year-old, I would have him on my Team USA roster. I also am going to put 3 more people because, like I said, you have to have 15 guys on there. So I would say I'm taking a 2-for-1 special with the Minnesota Wild. Not only am I taking Matt Boldy, but I'm also taking Jordan Greenway as well. So Jordan Greenway, Matt Boldy, I would take from the Minnesota Wild. They have a very good talent, some good skill set I would have on that Team USA. I also would have a situation where, you know what? The New York Islanders, they have one of the best American-born players right now on their roster. So I would say Anders Lee, he has been a good captain ever since being with the New York Islanders. I would have him on that list. I also would conclude on the LA Kings side that, this guy's very underrated, but Alex Iafallo, the 29-year-old from the LA Kings, he would be on that roster as well. And then, if I was having about 3 minutes left here in the show, my final 2 picks for Team USA, I am picking one from the San Jose Sharks and the other from the Vegas Golden Knights. From the San Jose Sharks, I would take Matt Nido because he would be a guy you could put on your 4th line, maybe a scratch if you would need him at times. But from the Vegas Golden Knights, I got to have, it's a very controversial, but give me Phil Kessel, man. Like Phil Kessel, the longtime veteran in the NHL, one of the best guys you could have. Man, to me, Phil Kessel would be an excellent point for Team USA. He also would be from the Vegas Golden Knights and everything. So I would say that would be my 15 forwards I would pick for the Team USA. Now, I do know that you can pick up to 3 goalies for Team USA. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of the fact that you can actually pick up to 3 goalies for your World Championship roster for the International Ice Hockey Federation Championship that you'll have in Latvia in May. So Jeremy Swayman would be on there. I would have definitely John Gibson because he'd be an excellent choice. But if I have to pick one more, if there is somebody that I have to put on my roster, someone that's going to be on my team, you know what? I think that if you need an American-born guy to be in net for the for Team USA, if I have to pick and go down the list, you know what? It's a very tough decision, but I think that if you're breaking this down logically, there is this guy right now currently in the NHL that I actually think would be perfect for this, and he actually has been someone who's very familiar with what's going on. So my final pick would be Thatcher Demko, the Boston College graduate from the Vancouver Canucks. So this has been another excellent show here on Vegas Hockey Hub. We're giving you the 4 reasons as to why Team USA, why you need to watch Team USA hockey. And then I kind of gave you what I would project as the Team USA hockey roster for the World Championship. Kind of what my opinion would be and what I would give you in terms of who the 23-man roster could be for the Team USA hockey roster for the World Championship in May for the International Ice Hockey Federation World Championship. So this is another great episode of Vegas Hockey Hub. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. And until next time, have a good one. Continue supporting junior hockey and go Knights.